I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. R.J. Weber, a person who I've known for well over 20 years. Dr. Weber and I left the classroom to become assistant principals about the same time. Dr. Weber in South Lyon, yours truly in Northville. Over the years, we would bump elbows at Live Oak League meetings and state conferences. As a retired and lifelong educator and former superintendent, I have great respect and understanding for the work that Dr. Weber and his team do each and every day for our children. And personally, as a proud parent of 3 Northville High School graduates, I appreciate the outstanding level of care that they received as students in Northville and from the entire Northville staff. Dr. Weber started his career teaching GED classes in the Michigan Department of Corrections and has taught overseas in Nigeria. Dr. Weber has been a teacher, assistant principal, and principal, assistant superintendent, and the superintendent of Northville Public Schools for the last 4 years. Throughout our state, his passion and compassion for young people is well regarded, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. R.J. Weber.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Very grateful. So we're going to flip here really quick. If you could all be upstanding. They're not here, but we're going to tape it. So everyone stand up, please. And I'd just like to give a big round of, and stay standing after the round of applause, because there's 7 of you in this room who are about to find out something interesting. And it's good, it's good. Trust me, it's good. I know last year I think I had a cliffhanger that some people thought they were in trouble. You're not in trouble. So a big round of applause for our 4 orchestra kids. Please. Now, I need each of you to look under your seat. If there's an orange dot under your seat, stay standing. The rest of you, please sit down. If you have a dot, remain standing. There'll be 7 dots out there. There should be 7 of you standing. If I count 8, one of you isn't telling the truth, and I will find you. All right. Let's do a count here. Orange dot. Stay standing. All right, so our CFO and our communications, Mr. Anthony Ryder and Devin Kling, are giving you a lapel pin, just like I have on right here. Limited edition, first run, hold on to those. And so this is part of the story I'm going to be telling today. And first off, before we get rolling, I need to introduce some people. Genuinely, these 7 folks here, public servants to the truest extent, just like our council and our township elected folks who have lovingly given their time to help us be better. So I'm going to ask our president, Ms. Meyer, please stand. Vice President, Ms. Stewart, please stand. Secretary Kim Campbell-Voitel, please stand. Lisa McIntyre, treasurer, please stand. Ron Frazier, trustee, please stand. Meredith Riggenmauer, trustee, please stand. And Jenna Mabry, please stand. Thank you. Your kids are in very good hands with them, and they have been an absolute joy to work with, and I can't wait to share some of that. Now, this is the team that I'm privileged to work beside most directly, but here's the thing. My hope today is that I simply represent 850 employees who care deeply about our kids really well. This is not about me. I have the privilege of being the physical manifestation of getting to represent 850 people who show up on the daily because they love what they do and they care about humanity. And I am so lucky every darn day to roll in and be surrounded by 850 people who get it. So part of the members of our core team that I get to serve beside are here. And, hyperbole, we can get to these events and we can talk about people being, they're the blah, blah, blah. So I've done this 33 years. As Jim mentioned, I've taught in prison. I've taught in Nigeria. I've had the privilege of being in Novi and South Lyon, Ithaca, Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan, and worked with a lot of really, really wonderful people. But for some weird reason, I don't know why, 4 years ago I came here and I got introduced to a group of people within the district, the city and the township, and I'll speak about that in a bit, that are beyond exceptional. I wish you could see what I see on the daily. Their integrity, their work ethic, and most importantly, their love for what they do. So if our team could just stand up, please. A little round of love there. All right, let's go. So we're going to talk about movement and momentum, and you felt that. I don't know. Brian, you and I are going to have words after. How dare you jump in and take some kind of credit for our hockey team? That's coming. No, it's coming. No, I'm coming for you. All right? So from a township aspect, like one of my first meetings here in the first week, Jason was in the room, and it felt different to me, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So whether it's the township or whether it's the city, the fact is our three entities, and I live in a different community. Live in a different community. I've been in a lot of different communities. It is not lost on me at all, and I hope it's not lost on you. Do not take for granted the collaboration that we have here. Our political proclivities may be different. However, when I look at the three townships and I look at it, none of that matters to Mark, none of it matters to Brian, and none of it matters to me. I have 7,200 kids that I am tasked with serving, each of their families, every day. And it does not matter if somebody voted for one of those two men I mentioned or particularly likes some things that I do. It will never stop me from recognizing that we serve 7,200 kids. And as a community public school district, we serve each kid. Cook School on Taft Road. We serve 150 students. Out of those 150 students, each of those children come from 11 communities in western Wayne County. They are the top 1% in need cognitively, physically, emotionally. We have almost 150 staff serving 150 kids. If you've never been to Cook, call me up anytime. I will take you through there. We'll walk through for 10 minutes. And if you need some perspective on how good your life is, that's all it's going to take. These kids are, none of them asked to be in the situation, none of their families asked to be in the situation, but this is where I will always be proud of public education. We will serve each of them. And you know what? The amazing thing, we do it for $10K a kid. We are a base-funded district. And any child in this community, even outside this community, we will provide a level of care that they and their family deserve. And again, I encourage you to come and see Cook. Contact me anytime. On the movement, momentum, Mark and Brian are genuinely, and I mean this respectfully to my political friends in the room, two of the very best politicians that I've ever worked with. Every single meeting is about how do we deliver for our community. There's not an angle, there's not a game, and I absolutely love it, and I am so grateful. Now, as we look at me clicking too much, so here's an exciting thing. Let me see. Oh, there we are. I'm too far away from the podium. See, Brian, I do my own clicker. I don't have people. I'm not like you. So on the website and branding standpoint, so those lapel pins you have on. So over a year ago, I went to the team and I said, hey, we're a 150-year-old school district. Let's change the brand completely and change our whole website. And in my evaluation from the school board, I think one of you said, it's amazing like you didn't make us fire you through that whole process because you upset people. And so the reason for that is we took the time, we engaged for a year with our community. We were thoughtful of making sure we held on to everything that people that I've listened to are near and dear to Northville, yet that we became a school district, not a district of schools. Branding, marketing, all of those things are very important to me as they are to you, or you wouldn't be in this room, whether you're a business owner, chamber member, supporter, what have you. So when you take a look at this is kind of weird as a teacher. Pick your phones up. Pick them up. Go ahead, put it in your hand. Go ahead and search up NPS Northville. Let's check out that website on the mobile piece. And I think what you're going to find is a combination here that describes what Mark and Brian said, which is not only are we about providing aesthetically pleasing or good product, but really value. And so when you take a look at our website, you're going to notice, those of you, those 7 lucky people with the lapel pins, that is housed or based off of what? Of course, the clock tower, which you saw featured prominently in Brian's Open. When we were doing the work, we were trying to find what is it that keeps the congruency yet freshens it up. And if you look at this here, so as we started the process, we realized that Northville High School has an iconic logo. Anyone work at Ford Motor Company in here? Anyone? So if you do or work with them, please keep them from like suing us for the Mustang thing there. Hopefully they'd look at it as a public good. But it's been there for a long, long time. And so what we thought is, how do we thread together our district so we have a branding and colorway package that makes sense? So this is what a beautiful team of people did and worked their tails off for over a year. Anybody who's engaged in this or does this work knows that this isn't the work of, you can't just get a couple high school kids to put it together. This took a very thoughtful year of deep work. And why? Why did we do this? Because what I felt personally was that our product did not match our outward visage. Our product in NPS is exceptional, and I'm going to show you how exceptional. I want you to leave here with faith that whether your kid's with us, you have a business here, what have you, that the schools are doing everything we can to help you to get to whatever it is you would like to get to in life. And so we looked at metrics and what is your relationship and so on. Who is it that is using our website? How easy is it to navigate? We're continuously asking, and we're also using Google Analytics to help us figure out what is their calendar. Not surprising, is one of the biggest things that people go toward and utilize. So you looked at the mobile version. I'm going to call you out if you didn't. Jason, did you look at the mobile version of our website? You didn't come with a phone?
I tried.
Do you have a jitterbug flat? Oh, you shared it. Good save. He needed that. But if you look at some of the video content in there, the goal was, how do we tell our story, yet how do we produce value? So really proud of that. Right now, this is the privilege I have. I get to represent 850 people that I sincerely love. Those 850 people get to see things that many of you don't get to see. And when you drop your kid off at school, or you're wondering what they're up to, or you're wondering what it feels like inside, I want you again to leave here with the confidence and faith that we serve each kid really well and have a great time doing it. So if we could get the lights, we're going to go ahead and do a little video here. See, Brian, my own person, do you notice I'm actually clicking myself? I'm a man of the people, Brian. Just a guy from Perry, Michigan.
After studying the outside of it, we broke it in half and studied the inside, and we found many bones.
Right on. How about those kids, huh? And for any parents with seniors this year, graduation's almost here. It's hard to believe for you, I'm sure. So as we talk about and think about benchmarks, metrics, and so on, really important to me. Sometimes those in public education can be seen as not caring about the hard metrics or the hard numbers, and that's not at all the case with myself or our team. So these are the peer groups when I benchmark our school district against other school districts. These are the districts that I choose to do so. So Birmingham, Bloomfield Hills, East Grand Rapids, Forest Hills, Grosse Pointe, Northville, Novi, Okemos, Rochester Hills, Saline, and Troy. And one thing I want you to see up there that's really interesting, and I promised Senator Polhanke I'm not going to pick on her or Matt Kolazar because I know that what they've done for us in the past few years is deeply appreciated. There's this pesky thing called Proposal A. You might not know about it. Some of you, your youngest, probably never heard about it. Great. Those old geezers in the room, we have some knowledge. So if we receive the same amount of funding as Bloomfield Hills or Birmingham per pupil, our operating budget would have $20 million more a year. Does anyone want to tell me why my kids are worth $20 million less than kids in another community? I don't expect anyone to say it. And again, respectfully, the legislators who are in this room have actually actively tried to write that, and I appreciate it. But we have the highest return on investment of any school district in the state of Michigan. NPS has the high, you can clap it up. Come on now. So we punch so above our weight. If you take a look at this in our peer rankings, and this goes from last year's state assessment testing, we have 7,262 kids, and we're 1 point off a district that has 3,333 kids. From a scale standpoint, again, this is our parents, this is our kids, this is a community that supports public education and believes in it. In no way, shape, or form do I think any of this is about me, and my team's humble enough to understand that as well. What you give us to work with as a community, how you support our school district, we had darn well better do this well. And I'm proud of it, and hopefully you're also noting on there's some communities we might border against that we're eclipsing that get a whole lot more money. M-STEP, you look at this right here, here's just a quick example, 4th grade math, you can't get much better than best in the state. There are people out there who will tell you public education is failing, Northville isn't doing as well perhaps. I would ask them to have a cup of coffee with me, and they can bring their data, and I'll bring mine, and hopefully we'll come out of that meeting with a little bit of education. So I'm really proud of this. We're the #1 best place to teach in the state of Michigan, #2 best district, #3 best teachers according to Niche. These metrics are amazing to me because it is simply about the teachers, and if we have a great environment for them to teach in, and we support them and have a high quality teaching staff, that means our kids benefit. And that is everything. On the niche rating aspect as well, if you look here, you look at the grades, I don't know. Now here's the thing, if anyone could call niche, I'd appreciate it because this irritates me. So sports, we get an A. The past 2 years in a row, we've had the #1 sports program in the state of Michigan. And right now, we're running for that again. So if you have a friend at niche or something, give them a call, ask them what's up. Or you can go to their website and actually put some great reviews of the district on there, and that actually helps the algorithm. The arts. When I look at this, here's the cast of Into the Woods. Last night was opening night. I know, Miss Stewart, you were there, and hopefully some other folks were there, but it's beautiful. So here we go, and I'm gonna do this little teaser video. These kids are stunning. Yay! Come on now. And then I mentioned this earlier, so we'll do a little, so you can count. How many state championships has the Northville Public Schools earned since 2022? It's more than a lot. We need an exact number, please. 13. Boom! 13, which this is just, like, don't take this for granted. Like, I've done this 33 years. I have never been in a community that our kids do this stuff. This is not normal. And if I'm a historian by trade, if you just look at the whole board, you'll see how many we've had in the past 3 years as opposed to prior. And this is our kids and our parents and our community supporting and loving our kids up. And then we had a state championship girls hockey team. Brian, thanks for mentioning that. Really incredibly proud because there's another message here in our public schools. It's about an equity of opportunity. Girls deserve the same opportunities boys do to be involved in athletics and sports and shine. And if you look at the board, you'll see they kind of know what they're doing. So let's let them keep doing it. The video clip that we had at the beginning, you saw unified sports, which is something that's huge in Northville as well. Going to finish up with some more technical things, but there are a couple of call outs and a couple of things I want to ask for. So if you go to our website, you're going to see that this is our Michigan Continuous Improvement Plan. Simplicity and clarity and direction, in my mind, is paramount over 30 pages and 37 goals. Instead, let's get after the most important things and do it with the intensity of 1,000 suns and a focus that is laser-like, to say the least. So critical thinking skills, thanks Jason. Critical thinking skills, self-awareness, self-management. If you go to the website, you'll see more from that. But what we want to do for your children is help them emerge into this world in a position and in a way to think for themselves, to have and be encouraged to have their own opinions, whatever that is, and to be as forceful into helping bring that forth. And then self-awareness and self-management, helping people understand how to regulate themselves and so on. I want to thank the township. About 3 weeks ago, we had a wonderful 32 community members, Ms. Jafer, you were there, thank you so much, who participated in our strategic planning process. And so this was a true community effort to look at our next 5 years. In the township, in the city, their ethos is, if you want to use something that we have, ask us. They know the same thing with us. So we had a beautiful, at that beautiful facility there on 7 Mile for the day, and thank you all for that. And Chief, thank you for letting us get in there, and it was absolutely wonderful. And on to public safety, I see Alan, Chief Masiak here, Chief Hilden. As a superintendent, I got to say something that, it's something I will just say. There are nights and there are moments where it's scary. You know, we live in a world where last week a middle school principal, high school principal from Oklahoma, you saw a video of him running out and taking down somebody who was coming into his building with a gun to kill his kids. And he did that. I have had the privilege of serving besides, again, a lot of great people. Scott and Alan, if I call them at 12:30 in the morning, not only do they answer, their teams do things that keep each of your kids safe. Allow me to actually maybe close my eyes that night, because invariably I get a call a couple hours later that the men and women who serve this community in law enforcement get after it. And I want to thank you. Right on, that's it, baby. And you know, we have to be real with each other. This is the world we live in. You can't watch the video last week and not recognize that. But the commitment of the township and the city to public safety, we have 3 SROs, and they are an absolute gift. School resource officers. I'm going to go to master planning, because this is something that's a little different. In the next year and a half, please, you may be invited, we're going to engage in a master planning effort to really look like what do we need in Northville Public Schools for the next 20 years. And this is going to look at facilities, our educational approach, and so on. But on this quote here, it says, Northville may be better positioned than it realizes on two of the most important conversations happening in K-12 education right now. So yes, I put that in there as a cliffhanger. I'll tell you what they are. So this was a quote from a firm who was bidding for our work, but one is a book called The Anxious Generation, which I think many of you have read. But it's this idea of screen time and what is it doing to all of us. We talk about what it's doing to our kids, but can we be honest for a second and say what is it doing to us as well? You know, we talk about, well, this is bad for the kids. Well, it's probably bad for us then too. So how do we focus and leverage getting outdoors? How do we do more outdoor education, experiential education, hands-on education? My background is a skilled trades. I came from a plumbing and heating family. And I know that when you were fixing people's stuff, you couldn't be on your phone or really looking at it. It was also just good to do with your hands. The second thing is AI. Now we can say, wait a second, that's kind of incongruent. No. We need to teach our kids, AI is not going anywhere. We need to teach our kids not only how to utilize it safely, but in my opinion, also limit the use of it in order to make sure that their neural networks get wired into how to write well and how to do things well. As adults, because we have that, we can plug AI in to do things for us, save us time, that's great. We have an AI task force that's been working really hard this year that I'm really proud of. So master planning, if you see that pop up, gaining real life experience, shout out to Craycraft in the chamber. I'll tell you what, the past 4 years, Brian made me join the chamber my first year here. And he just said, I need you to do this for me. And I said, okay. So did it. And I'll tell you, it's been one of the most delightful experiences I've had. The people I've met on the chamber are such good people and problem solvers and care about this community. And so one of the things that I would like to offer is if you have a business or something where you're looking for interns or would like to, it's free help. All I ask is you share your expertise. Please contact the chamber or contact our director of community partnerships. We have amazing kids who would love to be part of that. This is, Brian, this is the hockey puck from the girls team. Okay. And they're amazing. All right, so now, here we go. I am so grateful for each of you, and I am sure there's stuff I left out, and that's okay, because I hope what you got basically from seeing this is some confidence in the district. And I know that my friend, the treasurer, Jason Rhymes from the township will appreciate this. Jason, what would you say if the budget we put out in the beginning and then the audited budget was within 1%? Is that pretty good?
You did a good job.
It's not me who did it. It's a lot of really good people. And what Jason said is the way that we are approaching how we are serving this community, not only do we have the highest ROI, but from our financial aspects, within 1%, I challenge any of us to try to do that for a household budget, like sit down in August and say, this is what I'm going to spend, and then at the end of the year, get there within 1%. Pretty darn impressive. I want you to have faith in that, but now you're going to help me. So come on up, Anthony. So before we close this out, the only job that matters that I do in the school district to any kid is to call a snow day. It's the only thing. See, I said it. You the guy who calls snow days? Yeah, I am. Okay, why can't we have more? You've had 6. We want 6 more. And one of the things was, it was sunny out. Hey, can you call a snow day? And I'm looking at my board right now. I'm like, I need my job. They would fire me if I just call a snow day when it's 80 degrees. And they said, do it anyway. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it anyway. But this is what you're going to help with. Next year, the very first snow day that we call is going to be announced by each person in this room. So I am going to ask you all to stand. And when I'm going to hit this. When I say 3, I would like all of you to yell, scream, sing, however you'd like. It's a snow day. Ready? Up. Do it with, kids are going to love you, and you can take credit for this forever now. Like, you just run into your kids giving you a hard time, like, I'm the one who called the snow day, right? Because you're not lying. You're one of 253 people who will. So, Anthony, you got them? All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all. Team, what did I miss? Anything? Probably a lot. How many? Oh, yeah, Mark just reminded me there's actually 1,600 people here. Put that on social, if you will, as well, if you could. But sincerely to my chamber, and I do consider the people I've got to meet over the past 4 years friends. Just, I have so much respect for the work you've done to help the chamber come back and become viable and strong. Jim, thank you for the kind words, and it's weird knowing you from so long ago. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us, for investing in our community by being here. Much love and respect to each of you. Thank you.